Well, good morning. I'm in New Brighton this weekend, somewhere I've never been to before. But we have a Thumbs Up Photography meetup weekend this weekend, here, tomorrow. But came nice and early with the wife, met up with Dave, and we're meeting with Suggy later on today. And just going to spend the whole weekend around this area. So we thought we'd pop down this morning, nice and early, just for a bit of an impromptu shoot really. And yeah, come down to this beach here and shooting this scene here with the old lighthouse there, and obviously all that sort of industrial stuff in the background with these cranes and stuff looking out towards Liverpool there. Really quite nice with the lights that we've got coming through, obviously off the cranes and the buildings out there in the background. And actually we've got some quite nice texture in the sky. So I'm starting off really nice and simple this morning. I've just basically done I've done a pano to start off with, just sweeping left to right, capturing this nice scene in. There's a bit of water left behind where the sea's receded back into the sea, so it creates some nice reflections as well. Real nice simple scene. What I've just been really careful with though is just positioning the lighthouse in such a way that there's no lights from the behind the lighthouse sort of sitting in a weird way around the lighthouse, if that makes kind of sense. Because you can see, as you can see behind me, there's lots of like red lights and stuff, and where I am at this particular moment in time, there's a red light just sticking out, almost sticking out the side of the lighthouse. It just looks messy. So I've just been very careful, moving left and right ever so slightly, just to make sure it looks nice on the back of the camera, which yeah, I think it does. I have also taken a sort of tighter crop as well, really just honing in on the lighthouse, and just one set of cranes here on the right hand side. That also looks quite nice, and especially with these clouds we've got at the moment, just a little bit of drama there. Yeah, we're still in blue hour at the moment, so it's been difficult to shoot because it is a little bit breezy. So yeah, I've just been very careful with the shutter speed there, just to make sure we've got no camera shake. So nice easy couple of photos in the bag to start off with. I have got a lens today that's been sent to me by TTArtisans. It's the 10mm f2. It's an APS-C lens, but I'm going to try it on this Sony A7RIII and see how I get on with it. It's a very good value lens, I will say that to start off with. I think it's about 150 quid, which yeah is a bargain really. But we'll talk to you about that in a little bit. But for now, I'll put these two photos on screen, and I'm going to walk down the beach a little bit and just see what we can find. Maybe get the drone out, see if we can get some more reflections of this water here, and just enjoy a good morning's photography. Like back there, I've just made real simple use of the lighthouse and the cranes in the background there. But as you can see right now, I've got the tripod right slammed to the deck. And the reason I've done that is because you've got this sort of inlet of water, which has got some really nice reflections in it now. By getting low, I can really accentuate those reflections. So you've got a lovely reflection, albeit distorted, very distorted, of the lighthouse and the cranes themselves in this water and this sort of sand here. It looks really nice. So yeah, really happy with this. Another simple shot to get started with this morning, but I'm going to carry on walking down a bit further and see if we can try and get some other reflections. So I've been walking around for a little bit, trying to find some interesting foreground to use, and I have come across a little area here with some nice little rock pools and stuff going on. So I'm going to spend a bit of time here, and it's going to give me a great opportunity to test out this new lens that TTArtisans have sent me. It's the TTArtisans 10mm f2 lens. Now it is APS-C, so on full frame equivalent, that's about 15mm. So yeah, should be quite an interesting lens. Obviously being f2 as well, it's a super fast lens. So I'll be very interested to see how this gets on with some astrophotography, which I'm not going to have a chance to do here this weekend because there's far too much light pollution. But first impressions, it's great. It's a nice full metal construction to the lens, really, really solid. It has an actual sort of screw-in lens hood, which I really quite like as well. There, like so. So you can leave that off, but I mean for landscape photography, I see no issues with leaving that on. And it comes with a screw-on lens cap, which is something I've never seen before, which some people like, some people don't. Doesn't bother me. However, having said that, I have screwed on my my case magnetic filter here. So I've got the case magnetic lens cover here, and I can just attach that and detach that as I need to. But as I say, really, really impressed with the build quality. It's absolutely solid. It's a completely manual lens, so there's no connection to the camera at all. You've got a really nice aperture ring here, going from f2 all the way up to f16, and a nice proper manual focus ring, which is nicely dampened actually. It's got a lovely sort of motion, soft motion to it. But the reason I was more than happy to take this lens off TTArtisans and do a review was really for you, the audience, because of the price point. 150 quid for a fast ultra wide lens. You can't go wrong. You really can't. As long as the images hold up and look nice and sharp, which I'm led to believe they are from other reviews I've seen, you really cannot go wrong. Now, as I say, I am shooting on a Sony A7RIII, which is a full frame camera. Now, this is an APS-C lens, so I'm having to use the APS-C mode on the camera to crop in so I get no big dirty vignette around the edges. But that's fine. So for the purposes of this morning, this is not an A7RIII, this is an Sony A6000. Okay, and you can buy one of those second hand for about 300 quid on MPB. So, you know, for starting off landscape photography, if you had a Sony A6000 like this one here, and this lens, you could start photography for about 400 to 500 quid. That is an absolute steal. Now, the review I'm going to do this morning is not super technical. There are other channels out there that do a far better job than I do, using MTF charts, checking the sharpness of the lenses and all sorts of that sort of stuff, and pixel peeping, and that just doesn't interest me. I'd rather just be out here shooting, trying to get some nice images, and if they work out great, fantastic. Now, I'm going to frame up a shot here, talk you through the composition, have a quick look out in the back of the camera afterwards, and let you know my thoughts on how the image looks from this lens. So let's crack on. So as I mentioned, I found this little rock pool area here, and I've got this nice set of rocks leading out to the lighthouse there, which is looking really nice. Now, in a landscape orientation, although I do think a portrait's going to work as well, so I'll try and grab that afterwards as well, but it's really nice. You've got like a sort of sweep around effect of these rocks on the left hand side, sweeping around to the lighthouse, but then a lovely strong diagonal coming in from the right there, also pointing straight into the lighthouse. It looks really, really nice. Now, at 10mm on the Sony A6000, which I'm using here, yeah, it is a Sony A6000, remember, there is a bit of distortion on the lighthouse there. Now, looking on the back of the camera here, I'm not too bothered by it. If it does bother me when I get back into post, it's very, very easy to fix in software such as DxO Viewpoint and Lightroom. But yeah, at the moment it's not really bothering me. Really nice looking on the back of the camera. Had a quick look, it looks sharp enough. As I say, I won't really know till I get back into post, but to be honest with you, I'm really not overly bothered about sharpness. As long as it's not horrendously blurry, it doesn't bother me too much. I've printed some photos which, you know, are quite visibly blurry in the corners, and you know what? When you're viewing them at a sort of normal distance, it doesn't matter. Stop pixel peeping. It's the worst thing. I used to do it. Pixel peeping, I used to do it all the time. But these days, I just don't care. Just don't care. As long as it's not horrendous, of course. So yeah, I'm gonna take this shot again. This light's just changed slightly. And yeah, then I'm gonna try and frame something up in more of a portrait orientation. I think that might work a little bit better. Okay, so I have just come over to the right a little bit in this rock pool, and I've got a nice scene here, and with some lighting up the side of these rocks leading into the lighthouse there, some lovely side light on the lighthouse itself, and some quite dark, moody looking clouds behind. It's just come together really nicely all of a sudden. But yeah, somewhere like this is ideal to come and test an ultra wide angle lens like this, because by getting low you can really get some nice strong diagonals leading into your main subject, which obviously here is the lighthouse itself. And I'm thoroughly enjoying using this lens. Like I say, I've looked on the back of the camera and it seems more than sharp enough. So yeah, I'm really interested to get back into post and see what they look like, but I think it's going to be more than ample, to be honest with you. 150 quid, 150 pounds, plus 300 pounds ish for my Sony A6000. It's a steal, it really is. So anyway, if you are looking to grab a bargain and get yourself a decent ultra wide angle lens to get you started, you could do far worse than picking up the TTArtisan 10mm. If you are interested though, there is a link in the description below. I do get a small amount of payback from TTArtisans if you purchase one, but 150 quid, you really can't go wrong. But let me pop this image on screen for you. The sun is up quite high now, so I don't think we're going to have too much longer shooting this morning before it gets a bit too harsh. But while we've got this light here, I'm just going to bimble around this little bit here and just see if I can kind of grab one more shot. But as I say, if you are interested in this lens, go and check out the link in the description. And just like that, the light has gone. A massive bank of clouds just coming over there, so I don't think the light's going to come back anytime soon. So I am going to wrap this up, but I must say I thoroughly enjoyed this morning. Marius from the Thumbs Up Photography group has just popped over with his son to say hello. I think they're going out to go and try and hunt some bluebells around the area, so I hope they enjoy that. But yeah, as I say, from myself here, I'm actually done for this morning now. I think I've actually got a couple of really nice images, so I'm really looking forward to get back into post and see how they work out. But as I say, I thoroughly enjoyed using this 10mm lens. If it's something you're interested in, go and have a look at the link in the description. As I say, I don't do deep dive technical reviews on lenses, it's just not my thing, but I know some people do a great job of that. So if you are interested in looking at some of those, I'll put some links in the description below to go and have a look. That's your thing, that's what you want to have a look at. But yeah, as I say, from myself here in New Brighton, I do hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, hit that like button, and if you've really enjoyed it, why not subscribe to the channel. But until next time, I'll see you soon.